You're listening to WZMB Zombie Radio, your personal soundtrack to the end of the world. That was Breaking Benjamin and their painful reminder that it is winter outside, a little song called So Cold. While that song was playing, I got a little message from one of the Zombie Radio Nation. The message was in the form of a question. The question was thus: Dear Zombie Radio DJ, I have a doggie, and I would like to keep him as a companion throughout the apocalypse. What should I do? Well, Mr. Doggie, I'm going to preface this by saying that your Zombie Radio DJ is very much so an animal lover. No, I'm not talking about that, you sick fucks. I'm talking about I am very compassionate for the plight of our four-footed furry friends. So, I'm going to answer that question as such. Your dog could do one of two things. It could save your life, or it could destroy your life. Doggies bark. Zombies hear. Put those two and two together and see what you come up with. The truth of the matter is, you could have Fido by your side. He might spot the undead, or he might even spot a squirrel, and he'll start barking, and that bark will draw the attention of the undead, and then, my friend, you are meat for the beasts. On the other hand, that doggie could make you aware of the undead. That little bark could say, "Hey, owner, daddy, there's a zombie over there. I think we should run." At which point you should turn tail and run. Fido was correct, and he saved your life. There's another eventuality I want you to think about. At some point in time, the apocalypse might turn mankind to something hideous. I'm talking about cannibalism. None of us want to think about it because it's disgusting, it's despicable, but it might turn out to be the only thing that saves your life. Now ask yourself this question. As you traverse the apocalypse with your pet, you're going to become very close to that pet. Are you going to be willing to look at him in the eyes and say, "Fido, it's time you became my food"? I don't think I could do that myself. I don't think I could look one of my cats in the eyes and say, "Kitty cat, it's time you became a snack." No, I personally would rather dine on my kitty's kibble than the actual kitty. So, you've got yourself a couple of questions you need to ask. Number one, are you willing to go the extra mile to train that dog to be quiet? And number two, should push come to that inevitable shove, are you willing to make a dish out of Dino? And on that pleasant note, I'm going to play the Zombie Radio Nation, a song that's apropos to the discussion. That song is the wondrous hit by A Perfect Circle. It is called Pet, and it's going to rock your world. And we are back. The Zombie Radio DJ is here with your zombie survival tips. No, I'm not going to talk about how to keep your dog safe or how to prepare your dog for, well, let's not talk about that. I'm going to talk about the one thing that could save you and those around you during the apocalypse. Can you guess? I'm going to ask you a question. Imagine having to survive the apocalypse without coffee. I can see the madness appearing in your eyes. Now, how are you going to make coffee without the help of electricity? Well, there are a number of options. And I'm going to show you, or not going to demonstrate, I'm just going to tell you how you can make coffee without the standard implements of making such beverage. Okay, I'm going to assume that you have the ability to boil water. You have the ability to make fire. The cavemen could make fire. If they could do it, I think we can do it without the help of an Amen flame or a Zippo. Okay, so you can make fire. I'm just going to assume that. I'm also going to assume that you have a cup with which you can boil the water in, be it a tin cup or whatever. Okay, you could get your water from, if it's the winter like right now, Snowmageddon, you could scoop a little bit of snow out in that cup and boil it, and you've got some pretty safe water to use. Probably much more safe than going to your local stream and dipping it in and drinking deer poop and other nasty little bits and pieces. Anyway, but you do have to boil the water. Even if you do have to use a nearby stream, boiling the water will at least, I believe, keep it from destroying you. Anyway, you've got your boiled water. Now, let's say you do not have grounds. Let's say you only have coffee beans. You were, in a former life, a coffee snob, and you refused to drink your coffee from anything but coffee beans. What do? You don't have a grinder. You're not going to be able to plug something in and... So, here's an idea. You take a Ziploc bag, right? Put the coffee beans in the Ziploc bag. And you take a hammer, or your fist, or a rolling pin, and you smash the crap out of those beans. Because really, all coffee grounds are pulverized beans. Okay? You can also get, like in an antique shop, one of those little coffee grinders that you spin, you know, if you're a hipster and you want to be retro and authentic and all that crap. Grind, 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 grind. Okay, you've got your beans ground. What do? You don't have your French press. You don't have your percolator. What do? Okay, if you have a cotton t-shirt, take a small, cut out a piece of that cotton t-shirt, put your coffee grounds in the center, pull it up, tie it off, right? Put it in the coffee and let it soak. Or, another idea. Take that piece of cotton t-shirt, put it on top of the coffee cup with a little extra space, kind of a little dipping room, put a rubber band around it or whatever, pour the coffee in it, pour your water over that. Instant filter. The other idea is you can put the coffee grounds and the coffee into the cup, mix them up, blah, 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 blah. Put the t-shirt over that, pour it out into another cup. There you go. I know it's not really a tip that's going to save your life, but a well-caffeinated person is less likely to beat the crap out of their fellow survivors. We don't want a bunch of people in bad moods in the apocalypse. It's already bad enough. So get your coffee on, no matter what you have to do. I don't care if you have to take the shirt off of your back and filter the grounds through that, or if you have to steal your pantyhose off your wife and filter them through that. I don't care. Get your caffeine going, because we all need to survive, and caffeine just might be the thing that gets us through this shitstorm. Thank y'all very much. Until next time, babies, peace out.